All right, so shipping video games in particular is what we're talking about. You want to know how much your item is going to cost to ship so that you can price it correctly or decide, should I even sell this game by itself if it's going to be too expensive to ship. You don't want to sell a game for $5.95 free shipping and then it's $4 to ship it and you're like, what did I just do? So let's look quickly at a rate table here. This is for first class package. This is going to be the cheapest way to send your video games. Um, an FAQ that comes up a lot is, can video games ship at the media mail rate? No, they cannot. That is not, they don't qualify for media mail. So we're going to go first class package. Most individual games will be in these first two rows here. 1 to 4 ounces or 5 to 8 ounces is what your total package will weigh. And then it gets more expensive the farther you are shipping it. But you can see our range here is about $3 to about $4 or $3.85. So on average, say about $3.50 is what it will cost to ship a single game. We're going to go over to the scale and look at some examples and some supplies that we're going to want to send our games. And we're also going to look at shipping multiple games in lots and the best way to do that. Because we will get, you can see quite quickly, if the average game weighs between 3 and 6 ounces, it doesn't take a lot of them to get over a pound. Then we're into priority mail rates, and we need to know what to do there. All right, if you're going to sell online, just about anywhere, you're going to need a scale. Some places try to make it so you can ship with no scale, but like eBay in particular, which is what we're talking about, you want to have a scale. And this is what I'm shipping out most of the time in the video game category, not this particular cheap game, but, you know, a fairly modern, recent disc game, same size as your typical DVD case. This one has the disc and the manual in it, 3.2 ounces. So it's going to go in that 1 to 4 ounce range. Some games, though, you know, same size, but will have much heavier paperwork. Like this has this whole map in it that folds out and more than one disc. So it has this extra piece in there. Just things that add weight. So some of them will go a little bit over 4 ounces. Like this one is 5.4. So it's going to ship at the 6 ounce rate or in that 4 to 8 ounce range. That's probably like 99% of individual games will go like that. Either 6 or right at 4. Question, what if it's 4.1 ounces? Then it's in the 4 to 8 ounce range. You always round up on shipping, not down. And so for an individual game, this is a 6x9 bubble mailer. Take your game, take your bubble mailer, peel that off, shut it, label. That's it. That's how I ship almost all the games. I am going to go through some other options though for lots. And then if you do have a more expensive game, you know, how do you want to ship that? Maybe you want a little more protection than just the bubble mailer. All right, so another option, this is an 8x6x4 box, and these fit in it perfectly. So if you did have a really expensive game you sold and you wanted to have some more protection than just the bubble mailer, you could send it in a box and pad it all the way around and still send it first class. This box by itself weighs 2.8 ounces. Yours might weigh slightly different depending on, you know, where you get it from and how thick it is and all that. So we're still at 5.4 ounces here. If we filled this, you know, essentially with air, with bubbles and air proofs and that stuff, we're going to be right at 6 ounces, certainly not over 8. And that would cost the same amount to ship as our 6x9 bubble mailer with the heavier game in it that was in that 4 to 8 ounce range. So these also will fit, let's see here, 6 games perfectly. No problem. But then you are over £1, you're going to be in priority at that point, and there is a better way to ship 6 games priority. And then, like I said, just depends on the individual game. Like this one was particularly heavy. Now we have 4 games in there, and we're under £1. You could still send that first class, as long as your padding didn't take it up over £1, or you could actually cut this down so it's a nice tight fit, be under £1, and you could send this for about $6. A lot of 4 video games. Now, let's look at our other options. Okay, so here we have one of my favorite tools, really one of most resellers' favorite tools. This is the padded flat rate envelope. Typically, you cannot pick that up at your post office. You're going to have to order it from USPS.com. But this is the only flat rate product generally that I use. Prices just went up. This one bought on eBay with top seller plus discount is $7.76 for anything you can fit in here, as long as it's not over 70 pounds, which it won't be with video games. But you could take your 3 standard size games, get them in there, and then you can fit 3 more standard size games right in there and still have plenty of room to seal it. And if you really had to, you could take 2 more games and slide them in across the top like that. It's not easy, but it can be done. See, it's almost in there. And that's about the max for me. I've tried to get 2 more facing the other way. It just doesn't work for me. But 8 games for $7.76. That's going to be your cheapest way to ship. Really, anything that weighs more than £1, this will be your cheapest way to ship it. So, if you're doing lots of video games, lots of 6 or lots of 8 are a good way to go. And then this is a good option for larger lots of games, like talking about like a lot of 20 video games or something like that. This is the Priority Shoebox. And again, it's not something you're typically going to find at your local post office. You need to order it from USPS.com. Not a flat rate product. This ships by size and weight. So it's the same games we used in the last demonstration. Have 8. They fit in it very nicely, just like that. See that? And then you can actually fit a 9th one in there. And you can do that twice. Let me see if I have another stack here. Yeah. That, one more. Get in there. Oh, that was the 9th one. Boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 18. And rather than a lot of 20 games, I would recommend 18 just for this nice fit. Then you're just going to come in with your knife, cut up each corner, and fold that in. You have a nice, nice box ready to go out priority. And these shoe boxes, actually, when you do cut them down, tend to qualify for cubic rate shipping on Pirate Ship. You could probably send this out for about $8 or $9. But if you did sell a lot of 20, you can squeeze a couple more on top. They're not going to fit this way. They don't technically fit this way. It looks like they want to, but they're a little too big. But if you do them one at a time, you can get 2 more on top like that. Priority Shoebox, great option for lots of 18, 20, or even 9 video games. If you wanted to cut one of these in half, put in 9, cut the corners to make flaps. Nice. What's nice about it is they fit 9 games across, fits perfectly nice and snug. And let me show you one more thing in case you do sell a really valuable game. All right, here's one more box to put on your postal shopping list for USPS.com. This is the 1096L. Again, typically not found in your post office lobby. Order it online. Looks like this, comes like this. When you fold it all together, looks like this. What's nice about this box is it fits like exactly into the padded flat rate, like it was made to go in there. So if I sell a really expensive game, for example, I sold a Sega Genesis game for, it was like $165 or something like that. It was a lot of money for a video game. So bubble wrapped it, had it nice and snug in here, and then into the padded flat rate, $7.76. Could have sent it first class, sure, but priority already comes with some insurance. If it's a super expensive game, you might want to up it a little more. And if someone's paying that much for a game, I don't mind paying $8 to ship it to them. Nice, safe, secure, and a good package for them. Oh, and believe it or not, a Wii console by itself, no wires, no cables, no controllers, just the console, if you sell a Wii replacement console, fits in this box. So you can actually ship a Wii for $7.76 as well. All right, so now that you know a little bit about how much shipping costs and what kind of shipping supplies you're going to want to have, let's look at actually buying a label, buying the postage. If you're using eBay, this is my awaiting shipment queue, or whatever you might call it. And so I did actually sell a Wii bundle. But let's take this shirt, for example. I'm not actually going to ship it, but say that was a video game. You just click on Print Shipping Label, and you come into the shipping workflow. There is a way called bulk shipping to do this for all your items at once. When you first start, I highly recommend you just do one at a time, package, label, tape it on, do the next one. You don't want any mix-ups when you're first getting started. So let's say this was a video game and it was a 5-ounce 9x6 bubble mailer. For a first class package, you actually don't have to put the dimensions in. And I'm covering it up. But we'll change the price down here, depending what you put in. We were on 10 ounces. That would be $4.12. 6 ounces, $3.51. And once you have everything correct, you're just going to hit Purchase Label. One thing to make sure of, depending what kind of label you use, there's this Show More button underneath the addresses, and there are some options. I'm on PDF 4x6. That's the size my label printer uses. So let's talk about that for a second. When you first start, you are going to need a way to print your labels, print your postage. It doesn't necessarily have to be a label. When you first start, if you have like 10 items listed and you're just trying this to see what you think, and you have a printer, your normal inkjet printer at home, if you don't have one, you are going to need one. Print your shipping label on a normal white piece of paper. Fold it in half, take some clear shipping tape, and tape it onto the package. A lot of people say don't tape over the barcode. Some people say you can. I wouldn't. I think USPS says not to. But if you're going to do this with any kind of seriousness at all, because that will use a lot of tape and a lot of ink, what you want to do is go to your favorite online marketplace. Could be Amazon, could be eBay, could be Walmart, could be wherever, and search for half sheet shipping label. And you're going to get results like these. These are peel and stick, and you can fit 2 labels on one page. Print it, peel it, stick it, and you're done. I'm using a Rollo, which is a thermal printer. Most thermal printers are $200 and up. You don't need that day one. Don't go buy a $200 printer that you can basically only use to ship things if you're not going to be serious about this. Make that a level up. Buy it with your reselling profits. That's what I did. First I taped them on. I did the half sheets until I got to where I was buying a black ink cartridge once or twice a month. And I said, okay, it's time to upgrade to thermal. So that is the basics of shipping video games. I hope you found this valuable. I hope you enjoyed the whole series, and I hope you go out and make some money.